Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to break down the key takeaways from AbbVie CEO Rob Michael's latest earnings call. We really want to understand why this company is projecting so much confidence about its future. All right, let's jump right in.
So right out of the gate, the CEO kicks things off with this really powerful statement. This isn't just your standard corporate line, you know? It's a clear signal that AbbVie isn't just hitting their targets, they're blowing right past them. This really sets the stage for everything else he's about to say. And hey, this isn't just a one-time thing. It's becoming a pattern. The company has so much momentum right now that they're actually having to revise their own financial forecasts upwards, which, let me tell you, is a really good sign.
I mean, just think about that for a second. Raising your financial outlook 3 times in a single year, that's a huge vote of confidence. It basically says that the business is not only doing well, it's consistently doing better than even their own most optimistic predictions. That signals some incredible momentum. All right, so where's all this confidence coming from? What's really driving things? Let's get into the actual numbers from the third quarter, because they really prove this engine is running hot.
Okay, first up, adjusted earnings per share. This is a super important measure of how profitable a company is. They hit $1.86, which was a full 10 cents higher than they predicted. Now, in the world of corporate finance, that is a significant beat.
And then you've got the top-line number, total revenue for the quarter, coming in at nearly $15.8 billion. Not only is that some really strong growth, but it also beat what everyone was expecting by about $30 million. It just proves their products are absolutely flying off the shelves. But here's where it gets really interesting. Check out the incredible growth from their 2 big immunology drugs, Skyrizi and Rinvoq. Together, their sales are up more than 40%. This duo is, without a doubt, a total powerhouse for the company. And listen, it's not a one-trick pony either. It's not just about one area. Their neuroscience division is also firing on all cylinders. I mean, it's now their second largest business, and it's growing by double digits. That's a huge part of their success story, showing they've got strength way beyond just immunology. So what do you do with all that success? Well, you don't just sit on it. All this incredible performance today is what's fueling their future. It allows AbbVie to pour massive amounts of money back into research and development to build the pipeline that's going to drive their growth for the next decade and beyond. And when I say massive, I mean it. They're planning to spend a staggering $9 billion on R&D in 2025 alone. That's not just a small budget bump. That is a massive, massive bet on their own scientists to create the next wave of blockbuster medicines. And, you know, they're not just throwing that money at the usual suspects like immunology and oncology. They're also making a big push into new high-growth areas, like obesity treatments, which is a market with just unbelievable potential. It's a really smart strategy. You double down on your strengths while you're also exploring new frontiers. So the big picture here, it's all about the sheer size and scope of their pipeline. We're talking about roughly 90 different programs in the works at all different stages. That's how you build a really wide foundation for growth that can last for decades. But you know, it's not all homegrown. AbbVie is also really smart about looking outside its own labs. They are actively on the hunt, acquiring innovation to lock in that long-term growth. So this is a great way to look at it. It's really a two-pronged attack, right? On one side, you have that internal powerhouse, nearly 90 programs, that's driving growth right now. And on the other side, they're actively buying up cutting-edge technologies to make sure they stay on top well into the 2030s. And we're not talking about small bolt-on deals here. They are going after some seriously futuristic stuff, things like next-gen psychedelics for mental health, and something called in vivo CAR T, which is this revolutionary way to basically re-engineer a patient's own immune cells to fight disease inside their body. This is the kind of science that keeps you at the absolute forefront of medicine. All right, so the company's doing great, but what does that mean for everyone else? Well, all this financial success isn't just getting locked away on a balance sheet. Let's look at how it actually translates into real-world investments and, of course, shareholder returns. First off, check this out, a $10 billion commitment to capital investments right here in the US over the next decade. That money goes directly into building and expanding their manufacturing plants and research centers, which is great for the company's infrastructure and the US economy. And for the investors listening, this one's for you. On top of everything else,
AbbVie just announced a 5.5% increase to its quarterly cash dividend. That is a direct reward, sharing the fruits of all their success with the people who own the company.
And just to show you this isn't a one-off thing to make people happy, look at the long-term picture. Since AbbVie spun off as its own company back in 2013, they've grown that dividend by over 330%. That is an incredible, consistent track record of delivering value back to investors.
So let's wrap this all up. What's the final message from the CEO? What's the big takeaway from all of this? Yeah, the message couldn't be clearer, could it? They feel they're executing at an outstanding level across the entire business, and that has created this incredibly solid foundation for strong, sustainable growth for years to come.
So when you put it all together, you've got this amazing performance right now, combined with these aggressive, smart investments in the future. It paints a really, really robust picture. It kind of leaves you with one big question, doesn't it? Just how high can this thing go?